Love and peace. Today we'll be adding to the Behind the Moorish Throne playlist. Speaking of the Rothschilds, the Sultanate's throne, etc. Outside one of the gates of Jerusalem, the Rothschilds and other wealthy European quote-unquote Jews, those whom call themselves, have built about 500 substantial stone houses, and these are rented for a nominal sum. It is really a charity on a large scale. Yeah. More and more Jews are flocking to Jerusalem. Wealthy Jews all over the world are encouraging this Zionistic movement, as it is called. It is the hope of the Jews to form a great commonwealth with Jerusalem as the capital. But the Turkish government will fight such an attempt as long as there is a sultanate on the throne. Now, in previous demonstrations in Behind the Moorish Throne, we showed how the Europeans was placing people on the thrones to control the empire. One little clip here shows disapproval of Sultan on throne voiced by England. But who is England? Like my famous quote, who is Great Britain? Well, who is England to say anything in the Moorish Empire? While going through the studies, I found a clip where it was speaking about them placing a 16 or 15-year-old on the Sultanate's throne. So just think how easy it'd be in 15 years for the European powers to infiltrate to be behind the Moorish throne. They could either have a child with one of the royal bloodlines of the Moors that was holding these thrones, or just amalgamate with the Moors so that the child may have melanation. Then within 15 years, the U.S. or the generals, they have their own child on the throne. 15-year-old they was putting on the throne. All they had to do was wait 15 years. Muley Abdul is 16 years old. He is the son of the old Sultan's favorite wife, a Caucasian woman. Muley Hassan's famous one-eyed son, the firstborn of his numerous children, is already regarded as a pretender, but that's by the European powers. And it is feared that he will take advantage of the first opportunity to incite the people to rise in his behalf. You know, we've done the who's who and all of that. I'm just saying, whoever the European powers favor, the other one they're going to call something that's negative to the masses in the papers, etc. And these European powers wanted control over the thrones all over the world. There are two candidates for the exalted office of the only recognized royalty under the United States flag. One was the acting Sultan, Datu Umbra Prince, husband of the adopted daughter of the dead ruler, Haji Dayang Dayang. Dayang Dayang means princes of the first degree. The Dayang Dayang was the power behind the dead Sultan's throne and administratrix of the Sultanate property. She was the one who suggested an election and put forward her husband as candidate, despite the advice of the Sultan's Grand Vizier. That's why I'm so happy we have the Prophet, because without the Prophet, we'd be all mixed up. All this stuff I take and measure to the Prophet, you know. The Moorish Sultan is said to take the ground that as Caliph of Islam, he has jurisdiction over all Mohammedans in Morocco, no matter what country they may be citizens. I'm starting to notice like the Who's Who video with the Moorish mission behind the throne. You have the images where you can tell that they're Moors. But then now when you go and look up these same people like on Wikipedia and stuff, now these clear images are pale-skinned Arabs. But that's not the images that we have from the old newspapers. So they're switching up the people and everything. Prince Joinville, on the conclusion of the Morocco Treaty, presented the Moorish general a very elegant pair of pistols as a souvenir. And on the other previous videos we have where even Abraham Lincoln, the Queen Elizabeth, and the Pope was all sending gifts to the Moors trying to get them to sell out. Indeed, just because you don't hear from me for a while, that doesn't mean I'm not in this temple studying. Everywhere the religious nature of the Moors is made apparent by pious phrases from the Quran. You hear that? Everywhere the religious nature of the Moors is made apparent by pious phrases from the Quran. So the Quran is the Moors, and the only one holding the true Quran is the Moors, because again, everywhere the religious nature of the Moors is made apparent by pious phrases from the Quran. I have a whole manuscript describing the original Moorish throne. It said it had thousands of diamonds on it. It had two precious stones that's only known to be on that throne above the head around the world. But indeed, the only thing that matters to me is who's sitting in the throne. So that little basic chair that Noble Drew Ali's sitting in, that's more special to me than that throne could ever be. I leave you in love and peace. Divine honors the Prophet Noble Drew Ali and the Moorish divine and national movement of the world. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. 5 words on my mind, universal prophet, divine. Time never was when man was not. Noble Drew Ali left keys to find. Amexem Almanac collects Moorish artifacts. Manuscripts buried way back. Man, you just blind to the facts. In front of that shriner's door, feds hung above like a halo more. Cherry streets where I could find her now. Mother swam too far from the shore. Cares of the world while rain pours. Screaming Ali, still they snore. Love, truth, peace, freedom, justice. 5 words you can't ignore.